This week was mostly doing things that I didn't want to do and almost no things that I wanted to do. So no painting, no bike rides, nothing too exciting. What I did do was a lot of things from my to-do list that I've been postponing for a long time and stuff that I really have to do, which is really important that they are done. But I just really didn't want to do them because this is something out of my routine, out of my interests. So I just had to master a lot of executive function to make them happen. But I did, and honestly, I felt so liberated from doing the stuff that I've been postponing for a long time. And I actually feel amazing today. It's Saturday right now, and I'm making a cherry pie, and I just feel great from moving towards something that I want and doing things that are not necessarily pleasant or like fun, but they are really the foundation of my future. So in this video I want to talk about that specific feeling of doing stuff that you've been postponing for a long time, but you know that you really have to do them, and the particular liberation from doing the difficult, boring, but necessary tasks in your life. And I also made a delicious cherry pie, so I'm going to share the recipe because it's excellent and you deserve it. So let me tell you about my week. So the big story beneath all of this is I'm planning to move. That's why I have a lot of errands that I need to do, a lot of stuff in my to-do list that just needs to be done, like clearing my studio space, gathering my things, thinking about what I will need to take with me, which things I can sell, buying a car from the pool of used cars, which is just a crazy thing for a person who has just gotten a driving license, and this is going to be my first car ever, so this is kind of a big deal and also a very difficult task for me because I don't really know anything about cars. So this week what I did was I cleared my studio space. I've been postponing it for a long time. It's been sitting in my to-do list for a while now, and my husband actually had to ask me like three times or four times, like, what's up, are you clearing that? And so I did that finally. The weather was really terrible this week. We had a very cold April for some reason. I wasn't in the mood to do anything, but I actually did quite a lot. So what I did was I threw away all of the clay that was like reclaim in big buckets, and I just didn't want to go through the pain of giving it away to someone, and also sorting my tools, like which tools I want to take with me and which I don't need, and going through my glazes and all of that. And I did that, and while I was doing that I realized that I have not filmed the last bit of my first clay course, beginner ceramics course. So I did that, so I've got all of the footage for my course ready, but now I need to do a lot of editing, and so I've been doing a lot of editing this week. It's a lot of slow-paced work. Editing is really boring at times. If you're doing it for a long time, you get tired because you have to focus and listen to the same stuff over and over, and it's really draining. For someone who's like me, like autistic ADHD person, this kind of unusual tasks, they really drain my energy because my executive function lasts only so long, and I have to like recharge constantly because doing anything that's outside of my routine is really difficult for me. But I managed to do it somehow because yes, it wasn't fun and it wasn't something that I really wanted to do, but it's something that in the bigger picture, it is something that I want to do because the move is the most important thing for me right now, and planning and doing everything to move towards this goal is the most important things. Also, my pottery wheel broke, so for someone who is filming the course about ceramics, this is a deal breaker, and also I wanted to sell this wheel after I'm done with my course material. I've already sold my kiln, which was a very bittersweet moment, but yeah, so in general, this week it had a lot of sad moments because this is me finally partying with all things ceramics. So this ceramics course is the last thing that I'm keeping from my practice. It's like my legacy at this point. So the wheel broke and I had to find a place where they will fix it and call the guy, and he came and checked the parts, and now I need to buy a replacement part, which after googling I realized that it probably costs a lot, so I'm not sure if it's even worth replacing. And so that meant a lot of phone calls and talking to people and all of that, and I really don't like to do that. So here is what I actually want to say to you, because this isn't just about my broken wheel or my sad studio moments, because there's something in this week that I think applies to many people who are building something or changing something in their lives. So lesson 1, the tasks you avoid are usually the ones that are moving you forward. So all of the unglamorous necessary tasks, admin tasks, phone calls and all of that, they don't necessarily feel fun, or they don't look very interesting from the outside perspective, but they are the foundation of building something bigger. So for me right now, making a course is something bigger. I want to take my knowledge and share it with people. Also, moving is also a huge step in my life, but it doesn't happen overnight. Like, I have to prepare for it, and I have a long list of things that I want to do before I move, and it's very important that I do them. So the boring tasks are your foundation, and you cannot build anything without your foundation. So do that, take your time and do everything that needs to be done, even if it doesn't look fun and if it's boring for you. Lesson 2, executive function is real. Our resources are finite. This is so true, and you have to understand that. You have to know how to recharge, you have to know when to stop and when to do something. You have to know your limitations. So I know my limitations by now. I'm I've finally made peace with my limitations, and the difficulty is real. Like, it's not laziness. Some people tend to think it's laziness, and they tend to think that we just don't want to do something, but in fact it's just really difficult for us to do some tasks, and that's okay. So you have to understand that. But knowing this makes things easier. So instead of saying, why can't I just do this simple thing, think about it like this: this is hard for me to do, and that's okay. I will tackle it one by one. That's all. This reframe matters more than it sounds. Lesson 3, reward yourself, not with guilt and not with the promise of future productivity, but with some calm moments. I'd say reward yourself with whatever recharges you. So for me, this was the cherry pie and book reading and just not doing anything this weekend, not going anywhere because it's so cold, just sitting at home and editing this video, but that's fun, and that's all. I'm not planning to do anything on the weekend. And lesson 4, progress doesn't always look like progress. So from the outside perspective, this week looked like nothing at all, and I have a feeling like I didn't accomplish anything. It doesn't look like anything has changed much, but these small steps, like starting looking for the car, clearing the studio space, finding the person to fix the wheel and checking if that's possible to do. All of these little things, they make the bigger picture of you finishing, of me finishing all of the tasks that need to be finished. It's fun when you do something and you finish it, and it's not fun when you're always in this like in progress mode. But that's how things are done, so that's okay, I guess. I'm sort of trying to accept that. Okay, so now the cherry pie, because you've been sitting through my rant about all of these boring things. So here is how I make the pie. I'll put the full recipe and ingredients list in the description.
вода.
Ты упал? Нет. Вот сюда выходи.
Let's get smashed!
На видео что-то другое будет, но...
The video is about something else, but here is a bottle of wine, alcoholic beverage, really tasty and produces effect of sweet oblivion. In Eastern Europe we love alcoholic beverages. We even give our kid it, so he will grow strong as his father and crazy as his mother. Motherland waits for you. Join the army. Or should I present myself as an eloquent and verbose person? Intelligent yet quirky. What identity, what mask should I put today? My dear darling wife, I bless you with this grape juice that gone our
Именно такие крепкие курки, и я тимитик, и там много тимитов касса.
My beautiful child, your imagination is non plus ultra. You're just perfect as you are. I love you dearly. Bless your soul.